Welcome to our channel. We're Eric and Sarah, and we've been traveling through South America for the past 8 months with only carry-on bags. Now, we've had a lot of people ask us how we do this, so we wanted to make a video about just that.
So with the holidays coming up, we also want to give you a lot of gift ideas, so everything will be linked below. And if you do shop through our Amazon links, it does support this channel, so big thank you to you. But none of the things today will be sponsored. They're all just items that we really, truly love.
So we want to make this video as clear and simple as possible, and we don't want to waste any of your time. So we're going to be doing it in 3 parts. What we packed, our packing regrets, and how we pack.
So let's get into it. Part 1, what we packed. So let's begin with clothes. Now we packed for long-term travel to multiple different countries with very different climates within the countries. So we had to be prepared for literally anything.
Sometimes we had to look like this.
And sometimes we need to look like this.
We prefer when we look like this.
But today's a little too cold, so much better. Back to normal. So if you're traveling to a country that has a very specific one climate, or maybe you're just going to one country, this might look completely different for you. You might not need such a variety in clothing, but we're gonna show you exactly what we packed for long-term travel in South America.
So before we show you what's in our bag, we wanna give you some quick tips.
So make sure when you're packing for a long-term travel trip, you're still only really packing for the same amount as a shorter trip, like a 1 or 2 week trip. I know some people get really overwhelmed with packing that you need to bring enough clothes for 6 months of travel. But realistically, you just need enough clothes to get you to the next time you wash your clothes. And for us, that's about every 2 weeks. So we essentially just bring enough underwear and socks to last us till the next time we do laundry. And so we end up packing for only about a 2-week trip. And then we just have to get used to wearing the same clothes every week.
And another thing is that you should try and avoid clothes that are easily wrinkled. When you pack things together and when you're moving around, your clothes are all just gonna be in one spot and they're just gonna get wrinkled, so just be aware of that. And also try and avoid clothes that can get ruined in the wash. At least in South America, when you bring things to the laundromat, everything just gets washed and dried together. Whites, colors, blacks, everything is just all together. So just if you have clothes that are easily ruined, try avoid bringing them if you can.
And the last tip is to try to pack a capsule wardrobe. So what this means is you kind of want all of your bottoms and tops to be able to match, so you have kind of more infinite amount of outfits that you can choose. So for us, that meant all of our bottoms are basic colors and no patterns, so that all of our t-shirts and tops will match with it. And this makes things a lot easier. It kind of makes your pants a little more boring, but it's way easier because now we have way more to mix and match with our clothes.
Now for the clothes. This is pretty much everything I bring.
Eric's a simple guy.
Like I said, we only take carry-ons around with us. So basically all I bring is 2 pairs of sweaters, 3 pairs of pants, 5 sets of shirts. 1 is a long sleeve merino wool, which is perfect for hiking. 3 of which are just regular t-shirts. And then I have a 5th shirt that's just a no sleeve for
Beaches.
the beach.
The beach.
And then we have 2 pairs of shorts. 1 is just a regular pair. The other I use for swimming and for regular use as well. I have 5 pairs of socks, various sets of underwear as well. I'm not gonna show you that now. And I have a toque, real Canadian, eh?
If you're not Canadian, maybe you call this a beanie or a hat, but it's a toque. Get it right. So this is all Eric's got. All fits in one bag.
Yep.
My turn. So I have a couple more things than Eric, but in all fairness, they're all smaller, so they still fit in the same bag. So we're on even playing ground. I have 2 sweaters, 3 long sleeves, 1 of which is also in merino wool, 7 shirts, 10 tank tops. Those don't take up any space. You just shove them all in there. 3 pairs of pants, 1 which is a pair of leggings, 5 shorts, 1 that is like an athletic pair of shorts for hiking and things like that. I also have 1 romper, 1 dress for when I want to feel a little fancy, 2 headbands, 4 bathing suits. Probably a little excessive, but we spend a lot of time at the beach.
This is like 6 times the amount of things that I have.
No, it all fits in the same bag, trust me. 6 pairs of socks, bunch of underwear, and that's all. Just a couple more things.
Just a couple more things.
It all fits in my bag.
It works.
It works.
So now that we've shown you all our like basic clothes, there are a few extra things that we like to have along with us, just for various climates again.
But this might depend on where you're traveling if you need these things.
Very important. like some ball caps or just sun hats. We like to take just ball caps around with us. They pack very easily, but you can also find like proper sun hats that you can just kind of squish and throw in your bag.
We also each have a microfiber towel. Don't know if these are clothing or what they fit under, but you will need these. We use these all the time, whether you're staying in a hostel that just happens to not have towels or just going to the beach. These ones are really nice, and these ones don't like collect any sand, so we use them a lot.
That's right. And of course, we brought a little bit of rain gear as well. Of course, you have to have some proper rain jackets. We each have a rain jacket, and we each actually brought a pair of rain pants as well. When we were in Ecuador, we were using these not very often, but when we did use them, we really needed them, which was awesome.
A lot of people think it might be a little bit excessive to bring like full rain gear, but we seriously recommend it because we have used them so many times, and there's been a lot of moments when we're hiking or whatever that we would have regretted not having full rain proof stuff. But it also depends on what you're going to be doing, so leave that up to you.
One tip for this is to bring very lightweight and packable things. These jackets they weigh nothing, and they basically pack into very small spaces.
Same with the pants. And next, hey, another thing that packs small but doesn't look like it is puffy jackets.
That's right.
Down jackets. Another thing that some people might think is a little bit excessive, but we have used them all the time, especially because Ecuador and Peru have had so many places that are really cold, or if we go hiking or at night, it's really nice to have a very warm jacket. And these things also pack really small, even though it doesn't look like it right now. They do. Trust us. We also have, along the way, bought a pair of gloves each because there's been some times where we just would have really needed these. So maybe bring them with you.
Yep. And I have also brought a pair of long johns or under pants.
What do non-Canadians call them? Long johns? Are these long johns? Base layer pants.
Base layer pants.
Great for hiking.
Great for hiking, great for cold weather.
And last but not least, we each have a pair of these cute little socks that we bought at Lake Titicaca, and they have little alpacas on them. So go watch that video.
And finally, to finish off the clothing section, let's talk about shoes. So we did a lot of research before we came to South America about which shoes to bring because we really needed some versatile shoes. Shoes can be the most heavy thing that you actually bring
and take up so much space in your bag.
Totally. So we actually landed on these approach shoes.
Which is kind of funny because they're meant for climbing.
Yeah. And they're from Black Diamond. It's linked in the description like everything else.
Look how cute they are.
And they're fantastic. The heels fold down so you can just like slip them on if you need to. It doesn't wreck the shoe. They have a fairly good grip because they're actually rock climbing shoes. We
use them for hiking
literally
all the
wear
time.
them all the time. You can even see mine are kind of dirty. Like I literally use this every single day. So
this is really our only pair of shoes. They're water resistant, so they've been fantastic. We've used them on all our hikes, but we also just walk around everywhere with them. It's literally our only pair of shoes. So
that's right.
They've worked fantastic.
And when we're not wearing these, we're wearing
sandals.
For the beach.
Yeah. So Eric just has some random thrifted sandals. I have Chacos, which are classic. I've loved these. They're also a big investment, but they've been wonderful because I've been able to hike with them. I also wear them with socks. Is that a no-no?
I shouldn't do that.
No, it's definitely a yes for me. I have wear them with socks and I love the look of it. It's awesome. So very multifunctional shoes. I also have just a simple pair of flip-flops because I find communal bathrooms and showers to be really gross, but sometimes flip-flops are nice to have. But that's literally all the shoes we have. 2 pairs each.
Yep. So if we went through the clothes a little bit too quickly, we do actually have a packing list available to you. It is linked in our description.
Make sure to sign up for that so that you can see exactly what we bought. So next, let's go through what we brought for our health and hygiene. So starting with hair, we brought extra elastic, some bobby pins. I have a hairbrush. I have some product I use for my hair after I showered. I have 4 scrunchies, and I also have this awesome shampoo bar. If you're gonna be traveling long term, we highly recommend buying a shampoo bar. It's super lightweight. It is good for the environment, doesn't take up a lot of space, and this thing has lasted me so long. This one from Lush, I bought it before we left, and I haven't bought a new one yet, so that's 8 months of shampooing. I also have a shaver. We have some nail clippers, tweezers, nail file, some face scrub, a face toner. We got some chapstick. make sure you bring some chapstick along with you. We found it really hard to find SPF or chapstick with SPF in South America, so make sure to buy some, especially because of the altitude. You want to wear that when you're spending a lot of time at high altitude, otherwise your lips will be burnt. And we both have deodorant.
As far as dental hygiene goes, of course, we have our toothbrushes, but what's important about this is that you have a proper cover for your toothbrush. You don't want to just throw your toothbrush freely in your bag.
It's gross.
It's just kind of gross. So you also want it to be able to actually clean these properly. We just got these at an outdoor store back in Canada. And then we have our hand sanitizer. Of course, this is important. Just going everywhere you go, you're going to be touching different things, and just clean hands, just as a general rule. And then we have some bug spray as well, just for just those areas that are really bad.
You can usually buy that along the way too, but
that's right.
But we always have some with us wherever we go.
Totally. And then we also have some sunscreen. So sunscreen, at least in South and Central America, is extremely expensive.
But even though we brought some along, we still have had to buy expensive stuff along the way.
So it's just a necessary cost.
And you skip. We also have floss and toothpaste because
we have good dental hygiene. I thought that kind of went without saying.
Oh, okay.
But
I don't know. Just trying to make sure people know we clean our teeth.
And then for men, I have a shaving kit.
And for women, don't forget your feminine products. If you're a woman, highly recommend looking into getting a Diva cup before you go, because it is way better than having to take a lot of products with you along the road. And lastly, you might be wondering where we put all this stuff. We have this wonderful, what do you call this?
Hygiene bag.
Hygiene bag. And it's awesome. Toiletries bag. This thing is awesome. It has all these different slots and pockets and zippers. And the best thing is if you can find one that has a hook. It's so handy when we're at a hostel or a hotel that we can just like hook this and it doesn't take up counter space, because there's usually not like a bathroom counter that you can lay out all your stuff. So it's super nice to be able to just hook this. And it also doubles as a little first aid kit. So this bottom piece, I'm not gonna take it off, but the bottom piece can double as a first aid kit, which is really helpful. You should always take at least some first aid supplies with you. So things we have are vitamins. Make sure if you also have prescription medication that you're taking that with on your trips. You also have Tylenol, some ibuprofen. We have water tablets. These are also really helpful if you can buy before you leave from just kind of like a hiking or camping store. It is pretty easy to find filtered water in South America, but it's come in handy a few times that we can just add one of these to our water bottles if we're a little unsure about the water, and then we don't have to worry about going out and purchasing some late at night. What else do we have? Some pills just for nausea or seasickness, which we use in the Galapagos. I have some traveler's diarrhea medicine, Band-Aids, really important to have. We also have moleskin for when we're hiking. It's nice for blisters. Afterbite, this is coming a little too handy. I'm sad about the amount of times that we've used this. And that's everything. Yeah. So make sure you're bringing those kind of things along and just kind of have some like emergency first aid kit supplies with you.
Okay, so on to electronics. We wanted to give you a quick overview of the electronics that we bring, or the electronics that you need as an average traveler. The most important thing is to make sure that you have the correct plugs or plug adapters. In Ecuador and Peru, we haven't had any issues with North American adapters or just plugs, but make sure that you look up which adapters you might need for other countries.
Very important.
Yes, and the other thing is phones.
Woo.
Phones are probably the most important thing that you'll need for just communication and for having internet, looking at maps, and also for cameras. Cameras on phones right now are insane. Make sure you bring the proper charging cords for whatever you're bringing, and also bring some headphones along as well, especially for like bus and plane rides. It's very important because then you can block out the sound. I would suggest bringing some actual sound canceling headphones. We don't have any, we just have these little dinky things. But
they also take up a lot more space though,
right.
So it's a trade-off. We also recommend bringing a GoPro with you, even if you're not gonna be making videos like we are. I think the average traveler should travel with a GoPro because the number of times we've used this just to be able to see things like in the Galapagos, in the water, in the Amazon, or just in general when it's raining. All of a sudden, if it's raining, you can't get any footage with your camera or your phone. Definitely a worthwhile investment, and all the accessories that come with that. We also bought extra GoPro batteries. There's sometimes where you just can't charge it in time and you want to be able to keep taking footage, so it's nice to have more than just the one battery that a GoPro comes with.
And lastly, we have this charging brick. So there has been so many times where we are in a hotel or an Airbnb and there is only one plug in the entire place.
And it's like on the roof or something.
Yeah, some stupid place. So having like an actual charging brick is super helpful. We have this one linked in the description, and this lasts me probably 4 or 5 full battery charges on my phone.
It's amazing.
Which is, yeah, it's incredible. This is one thing that I've been very surprised with and would not be able to travel without.
It's very heavy, but it's definitely worth bringing.
Yeah.
We've even charged our camera on it.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it's awesome. So these are just some basic things that you want to bring as an average traveler. We obviously travel with a lot more other things to be able to make these videos, but that's kind of a whole other thing.
Yeah. If you want, maybe just throw a comment down below if that's a type of video that you want. We can maybe make a video about traveling with electronics or which type of electronics that we have.
Yeah.
But this is not that video.
Yeah. So the last section of what we packed is going to be miscellaneous. So we're going to go through our random assortment of some funny things that we have with us. First, very serious item, bring your passport. Very necessary, obviously. We also have printed copies of our passport that are really helpful to have in like your day pack bag, because we often will get asked for those and you don't want to take your passport around with you everywhere you go. We also have a folder, which is really helpful, so you can actually like keep all of your important documents safe, like your travel insurance and other printed copies of things. And a little money pouch, just nice to have for all of your different change and different currencies.
That's right. We also like to bring along some like exercise bands. This is just like, for me especially, I have like a bad knee. I just kind of bring these along and use them when I need them.
They pack really small.
They pack really small.
No
it's just a nice thing to have along. We have these rain covers for our bags. This is really important if you're actually traveling in the rain, which tends to happen sometimes. We haven't used them too much, but it's nice to have.
We've used them camping.
Yeah, you can get these at like a camping store. Next, we have lighters. We are always having to light the stoves at our Airbnbs and stuff. Somehow, even though these Airbnbs have stoves, they don't leave you with a lighter, at least for South America. Clothesline, just a quick little like tiny clothesline that you can just bring out.
It's come in really handy
Very
at some
handy.
like hotels, and you just need to be able to hang your bathing suit and there's no good spot for that.
Yeah.
It just hangs up really easily.
And then we also have this, oh no, it's stuck. It's a little multi-tool, basically. So
Oh, you gotta take it
oh,
out.
it's stuck.
No.
It was stuck.
This thing is awesome. We bought this in Cuenca for like $8 and it's sweet. It's like a little fork and knife if you ever need some cutlery.
Yeah.
Also has a wine bottle opener, really important.
Yeah.
And a bunch of knives.
Yeah.
Comes in weirdly handy.
Important to note that if you actually do fly around to different countries, you want to put this in a check bag, not in a carry-on.
Don't do that. We have a bunch of journals that we bring with us. That also comes with a bunch of pens, some super glue, tape.
And then we also have a little small dry bag if you actually have any electronics or something in your bag.
We have a bunch of card games. That's up to you whether you like playing games or not. It's a good way to make friends at hostels.
And then I actually ended up buying some trekking poles, very useful for trekking, as they say. If you actually do fly to lots of different countries, these will need to go into a check bag. They are technically weapons somehow.
Yeah, because they have a pointy end.
That's right.
We also each have a water bottle. This is really great because you can just fill them up with the water when you're traveling around. It's really helpful. We also have these ones with little clips. So it's really helpful if you get one like this that has a clip built in, or buy a carabiner that you can clip it onto your backpack, so it's always on the outside. Really helpful.
Totally.
We each have sunglasses. I have 2 pairs. Eric has 1. Necessary. I have a couple necklaces. If you like jewelry or kind of accessory things, make sure not to forget that.
Laundry bag is kind of useful just to separate the
Socks and underwear.
the nasty stuff.
And we have a bunch of locks for our bags. So you can buy these locks that are really cheap to buy. They just have like a little combination on them that you can set, and just makes you feel a little bit safer when you maybe put your bag in somewhere that you're not too sure about. So we have a bunch of those, and we also have one combination lock that has like this, I don't even know, this like core.
Yeah.
So we've had a couple times where we like have left our bags in like a storage room or something, and then you can just strap them all together, and just like a little extra measure of safety. I mean, if someone had wire clippers, it wouldn't be very hard to break this, but kind kind of makes us feel a little more confident in our stuff.
That's right.
And the last random thing is I have a travel pillow. Eric doesn't get one. Eric likes to mooch off mine. This is another thing that obviously takes up a lot of space. This one just clips on the outside of my bag, which is really helpful. I personally do not regret bringing this because I get migraines really easy. So for long bus rides and plane flights, I've used this a lot because then your head's not bobbing around. But if you don't have issues with that, I'd recommend maybe not getting one or getting like a inflatable one because it does take up a lot of room.
Totally.
But that's all the randomness.
That's everything that we pack.
It's kind of a lot.
That's right. Let's talk about regrets.
What are your regrets in life, Eric?
Specifically packing regrets. So these are the types of things that we brought or didn't bring. The things we brought are the things that ended up at the very, very bottom of our bags and never came out.
The first one is this dry shampoo. Thankfully, this doesn't weigh like anything. It's like powdered. You can see it. But I don't know if it's just because I like don't care now about having greasy hair or if I just shower more often, but I really do not use this at all. As you can tell, it's still full. If that's something maybe you're interested in, I'll probably be leaving it at home next time we go back home. The second one is something Eric always laughs at me for. I brought this little burner phone from back in the day that I used to own.
So useless.
I somehow had this idea that like if our phone got stolen, I could maybe negotiate with someone to give them this or something.
Let's see. Would they prefer this iPhone or this?
I think it's kind of nice. It's fancy.
Whatever this is.
But the irony is it's never come out of the bottom of my bag, so like I don't know how I would ever negotiate with someone anyways. I guess in theory, if our phones did get stolen, it'd be nice to have a little burner phone that you could put your SIM card in, a new SIM card in just to communicate with. But like I said, literally has not left the bottom of my bag. So there's that.
As far as camping goes, we kind of ended up buying this like stove kit. We used it once when we were in Cajas in Ecuador.
The thing is, in Ecuador, it was really hard to find camping gear, so we bought it thinking that we would use it more. But then when we got to Peru has a lot more camping gear rentals, so it's easier to find. But now we're just carrying this around, and it takes up a good chunk of my bag. So we will also probably be leaving this at home whenever we happen to go back.
It'll be useful if we ever come camping.
Yeah, we don't want to get rid of it because it's awesome. But,
Totally.
And
then we have these cups as well. Obviously not foldable. We just thought they were kind of cool. We brought them along everywhere we went in Ecuador.
we've drinking wine out of them a lot of times. They're fancy.
But, you know, now that we moved on to Peru, we've been able to find cups everywhere.
Shocker. So as far as things that we regret not bringing, we don't have too many. I feel like there's been a few moments where we both wish we had maybe a nice set of clothes.
Yeah.
Like I do kind of wish I had like a nice cardigan, and Eric wishes he had maybe like a nicer dress shirt. But like we said before, it's really hard to find these things that are not wrinkly. So it's kind of like one of those things where there's been a few moments where I'm like, oh, I really wish we had that. But then we just wear something else and it always works out fine. So it's all good. And for me, the same goes with jeans. I didn't bring a pair of jeans along because they're really heavy and they don't pack super small. And I'm not like a huge jean wearer at home anyways. But there has been a few moments where I'm like, oh, it'd be so nice to wear a pair of jeans. But again, that's something like if you have a pair of your favorite jeans that you can't live without, definitely bring jeans. Yeah. But just something I never brought, and I'm not sure if I regret it or not.
Totally. And another thing that we kind of regret bringing, at least when we were in the Amazon and in the Galapagos, was a good pair of binoculars.
Yeah.
We have binoculars, but we left them at home because we were like, well, you know, when are we ever going to use this? We have our camera now. We'll just like, whatever, zoom in. But clearly we weren't thinking. So next time we go traveling,
we'll bring them along.
Yeah, definitely.
And then the last thing is, I mean, not really a regret because we brought headlamps with us and we actually use them all the time in Ecuador, like, because I mean at night it's just dark, there's no street lights. We use headlamps and we also use them for camping and hiking, but we left the batteries in them so they exploded at high altitude. So we regret not taking the batteries out, but definitely something that you might want to consider packing if you like to do a lot of adventuring is bring some headlamps with you and bring some extra batteries as well.
And one more thing.
Oh, what's this gonna be? Oh, yeah. This is a big regret. This is so cringy. Anyone that does anything as a digital nomad, don't add us.
This is
so bad.
This is our electronic bags. We just carry along our like cords and hard drives and
It's so
Ziploc
bad.
bags.
It's so bad. It's so bad. I want to cry.
So when we first started traveling 8 months ago, we were like, yeah, you know, like maybe we can do this YouTube thing. Maybe we can make some videos.
It's so bad.
And we just brought
For how well our bags are packed, like we have minimal regrets as we just explained. I don't know how we did not think to bring a proper gear bag. Like this is actually embarrassing. I'm so embarrassed.
We've had cords break on us.
This is horrible. This is horrible.
Yeah.
Don't do this. Bring a proper gear
really
bag if you
stupid.
actually own
This is
good
the
gear.
first thing that we're buying when we go home. A gear
Do
bag.
you think we can ship it to Peru? Can we order one now?
No, you can't ship anything to Peru.
But don't do this. That's all we regret though. Not too bad.
It's actually not horrible.
No.
But this is a big one.
Yeah.
So now it's time to finally explain how we pack our bags. Part 3.
But before we actually show you how we do that, let's go through what bags we actually have. I have a little fanny pack, really helpful for keeping our passports and money and things just like right on your body. I also have this little old Mec thrifted carry-on bag. Recommend getting a carry-on bag that has lots of pockets. I can put things like money and other things really deep in this one so it feels safe. But there's also a lot of like front pockets for things that I want to be able to just like be able to grab at any given moment that I need it.
That's right. And then I use this like dry bag kind of backpack. This is actually a really great buy. We were looking for something like this for a really long time. So this is really good for our electronics. We're hoping to get a better gear bag at some point, but this is awesome because it just kept everything dry, everything together.
And even at the beach, no sand gets in there.
Yeah, that's right.
It's a miracle. I highly recommend buying at least one like waterproof or like weatherproof bag to take with you.
Yeah.
And as far as our actual bags go, we have these awesome Kelty backpacks. The Kelty Red Wing, mine is 40 liters, Eric is 44 liters.
Yeah.
And these things are fantastic. They're really comfy to wear. They have so many different pockets. They have a laptop pouch. They have all these side pockets that you can put things in. Front pockets. And honestly, they just feel like they have endless space. Like they just are
These are our primary bags, and so what's awesome about these is that they actually zip open kind of like a suitcase.
Yeah.
So when you have them open like this, you can actually reach the bottom of your bag instead of the ones that are just top loading.
Like a
And
sack.
And you have to reach through or take everything out. That's not necessary with these. So super
It's really
handy.
awesome. They're really fantastic, and Eric added these handy little zipper wire things so that we can lock them up because that doesn't come with a normal bag. But yeah, highly recommend these bags if you're looking for a backpack. We are obsessed with these.
Yeah, they're the best.
So if you've been watching a lot of different packing videos, you probably have everyone telling you need to buy packing tubes. Everyone's obsessed with these things. And although they are very awesome, we do use a couple for socks and bathing suits and things that are just kind of like small and we don't want to lose in our bags. We do use them for that, but we honestly had like 3 times as many of these and we got rid of a bunch of them because we don't find them as amazing as
stuff sacks or compression sacks. Every time that we pack, I'm like, what would we do without this?
We wouldn't be able to fit all our stuff.
I verbally say this every single time we pack.
How does anyone travel without
Because
compression sacks?
It goes from this size to this. It's actually incredible. To be able to just compress all of your clothes into this size is very important. It still is heavy, but you know, now we can fit 2 times what we normally would be able to fit in our bag, basically.
It's amazing. So we have 3 of these bags, we have them all numbered, and there's some different ways we pack them. One of them is just all of our jackets and rain gear and things that we don't need very frequently so that we don't have to open that one.
Yeah.
Sometimes we each pack our own, so Eric will have one and I'll have one. Or if we're going to a certain kind of climate for a long time, we'll pack like a warm clothes and a cold clothes bag. So we only have to open one at a time. So there's lots of different ways. We've numbered all them so we can keep track. And these things are awesome. We can't say enough good things about it.
That's right. So this is a better option than say just compression sacks or just, packing cubes. Packing cubes are great for organization. This is great for actually getting all your stuff in your bag.
And especially if you're long-term traveling, I would say that this is maybe not ideal if you're only doing one-night stops because you have to open this huge bag every time. But for us, we usually spend at least a week in a place, so we're totally fine to compress this down and then open it every time. So let's show you how we actually pack our bags. So if you are are going to use packing cubes, make sure you at least buy the compression ones because they are really awesome as well. It usually gives you at least a couple inches off on your bag. Put this right on the bottom. It's a perfect fit. The dumb stove takes up so much space.
One very important thing to take is an extra bag. So we're sporting our Carl's Meat Market from back home. Super useful. We just put all of our extra stuff because you're just gonna have food and just kind of extra random things that you spices, tea that you're just kind of taking along with you. So those don't normally go in your bags. We just have this little other bag that we just carry around with us. Okay, just like that.
That's all we got.
We have all our bags packed.
It doesn't look like that much when it's all in these little bags.
So yeah, these bags are actually carry-on size, and so if we're flying, we usually will check one of them, and then the other one just comes in with us carry-on.
So we can put all our liquids and our safety knife and all that stuff in there.
Yeah.
Eric's hiking-poles. But technically they are carry-on size, so it's really awesome.
So if you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching. This is just kind of our comprehensive list of things that we pack. And I would say that we've been able to do this quite efficiently for the last 8 months.
Yeah, it's been working well. So this was a lot of information in a short-ish amount of time. So if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, make sure to sign up for our email list below so that you can get our packing list, and we'll just lay out exactly what we have packed.
That's right. And as we said before, we have everything linked in the description as well. So if you saw something that you liked or you thought, oh, maybe that's something that I should look into, we have the link right there.
Yeah,
just
right there.
go ahead and click it.
It's easy.
Right there.
And comment below if you have further questions. We know there's probably some things we missed or something maybe that you want more clarification for. We're happy to answer those in the comments below. And make sure you like this video if you liked it, and we'll see you next time.
And subscribe.
What?
Subscribe right now too while you're here. While we're asking you to do a bunch of stuff.
Do it.
Subscribe.
Do it. Do it.
Channel.
Do it. Action. Can we get one of those things?
Yeah.
We gotta do it together.
No, I don't want it.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1, action.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi.
Hey you.
Hi.
How's it going? No one's gonna watch this video if you keep doing that.
Welcome to our channel.
So creepy.
You may see us. Yeah. You may know us from things such as Ecuador,
Peru. Instagram.
YouTube.
The bombs away.
The bombs away.
Nowhere. Because we're not famous.
That's right. Nowhere else.
You don't know us. We're nobodies.
Unique New York.
Unique.
How now, brown cow.
The Pied Piper went down the... What is that?
The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
Like this video if we should start a comedy channel instead. Welcome to our channel. I'm Sharon Eric, and I'm the only one that owns this channel. And today I'm going to be showing you all of my favorite outfits and why I wear them.
If you're bringing your clothes, I don't know. If you're bringing clothes at all to...
Let's go through our health and hygiene products. We're probably the worst people to be doing this because I feel... Okay, I want to
Maybe don't say we're the worst people to be doing this, because then people are going to think we're the worst people to be doing this.
I don't think we should be allowed to make videos like this. Start this video over immediately.